What's up, guys? Welcome to the Mean Green Show. It's your boy Chris.
It's your boy Jay. What's going on?
Another one
Yes, sir.
in the books. How you feel about the last episode?
I thought the last one went well. I thought we hit some pretty deep
Yeah,
stuff.
I thought so
I got
too.
some good feedback on that one too.
Great feedback. Thank you for the feedback and for the comments, the shares on Instagram,
Oh yeah.
the 5-star reviews on I almost said Shopify, but Spotify
Oh okay.
and Apple and Google. Man, thank you for those. So today we're still on the subject, Jay. Is your scale broke? But this
Sir.
episode is going to be about what?
This episode is going to be about perspective. Let's just call it that.
Okay.
This is going to be about perspective. And what we're focusing on specifically today is the perspective of I have to work
Yeah.
versus I get to work.
Yeah. And for those that are watching this live, comment down below. Right now, let's just talk about work.
Yep.
Your career. Do you feel like you have to work or you get to work? All right. So comment down below. What's something else you want to ask them to relate to when we talk about work versus, or I have to versus I get to? I said career. Could you give them another example?
Career have to versus get to. Oh.
What's another one besides career? Or pick one at least. Fitness.
Pick one. I do like fitness. I like
Fitness.
the perspective of the gym. I have to versus I get to.
Yeah. Mine's another one, being a parent. I have to or get to. You got one more? Can you think of another one? I can't.
Ooh, another one.
Oh, I do got another one. Go ahead. I'm going to do the fifth if you can't.
The fifth.
You
gotta
do the
fifth.
You,
What's your next one?
I get to be married or I have to be married.
Relationship. I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. We're going to jump in all of it.
This is gonna be juicy.
It's going to be juicy. All right. So to get straight to it, Jay, you know, I think the biggest thing with this show, from what I'm hearing, is that and seeing, people respect that we're very transparent
Yeah.
and vulnerable at certain moments on our journey, not just within fitness, just our journey.
Period.
And I think the question would be, we have to go down in the comment section and see what people are saying. They get to work or they have to go to work.
Mhm.
Same thing, if you haven't already, if you didn't catch the flow, comment down below, because we want to see, do you get to work out or do you have to work out?
Yeah.
Do you get to be a father or a mother, or do you have to be a father or mother? Now, there are all these different scenarios and things do take place and happen. But let's start with this, Jay. I'm trying to word this because I do not want to offend anybody. When you wake up every day, do you get to live or do you have to live? Let's start there.
For me, I get to live.
Okay.
Get to live. I think being a religious person, I've always been the kind, and I call my girl E out. She calls me Rafiki.
What up, ED?
But I'm just a positive outlook person. Like, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna count my blessings. For me, I might be tired in the morning, but
Yeah.
man, like, I get to be tired. Like, there's so many people that can't even get out of bed. Like, what am I met? Okay.
That's real.
So for me, I count my blessings from the second I take that first eye open, that first breath of me being awake. Like, I didn't have to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
So
And I've seen that a lot for those that have a career in the medical field.
Mhm.
Sometimes their perspective is so amazing to me because they see, depending on what the doctor, nurse,
Yeah.
or whoever servant for that career is, they see this day in and day out for people that would probably trade a measure amount of money just for the sake of good health.
Yep.
And I can see their perspective. And I think that's where we start today, because whether we're talking career or fitness journey or where you're at in whatever relationship you're in, like, we got to first talk about the root of this.
Yep.
Being, godly, understanding that there are some people that cannot do what Jared and I do. When I say Jared and I, we walk, we move our limbs with our arms, we breathe without a machine, because somebody may be watching this and they do have these challenges.
exactly.
Now, again, some may have more than other challenges, but today, man, I just want for us to acknowledge first the blessing of what we have. Like, for me, I'm in complete health.
Yeah.
And for somebody that may be watching this, they may be fighting for their health, but you're able to fight for your health. So I didn't want to skip that, Jared. I thought that was important to acknowledge where we're at now, and move forward from there. Before we get into a point, anything you want to add to that?
I just, again, that's
I
why I
like
said
these
today.
shoes.
Oh, appreciate you, man.
Those are fly. Those new.
No, but I appreciate you.
Okay, those
Everything's-
fly. My bad. All right, keep
No,
going.
you good. Just bringing that into perspective as well, as far as work. Like, obviously, what we get to do, like, and what we consider work, and just being around a lot of conversations. That's why I'm glad we get to hit on this topic. I think everybody has a different outlook and perspective on their jobs, but like us right now, we're doing a podcast middle of the day. This is work for us.
Right.
It's something we get to do.
Get to do it.
And everybody doesn't feel the same way about their job, so I just want perspective-wise for us to be transparent. We know where we're at. This is, for me, again, blessing, amazing. So everything that we say and that we talk to you guys about, I just want to make sure that you understand and we understand perspective in this.
100%, because there were journeys in my life where I did feel like, for career-wise, I did feel like I had to do it. I didn't get to do it. So I definitely agree with you on perspective. So let's start here. First question. I'm going to say it. And y'all probably going to know the answer when I say it, so let's go there. You have to do a burpee or you get to do a burpee. What's your reasoning?
Whew. That one's tough.
Because I hate burpees.
Yeah.
And I don't hate too many.
That one's tough. So that the Rafiki leaves me when it comes to certain workouts like that.
Yeah.
Because now I have to do this burpee.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell myself. And I talk myself up. Whatever I got to do, I have to do this burpee. I think that's
interesting.
That was a great question. That was a great kickoff question.
Because think about it. How many people, for me, I program the workouts, but it's going to be funny for you guys to hear this. I prefer to just show up and get to work out.
Yeah.
Like, I love not having to process it and look into the future workouts and worry about people's I'd rather just trust somebody and say, show up and I'm going to tell you to work out, right? So with all that being said, I hate burpees. If I seen a burpee on the menu, it could potentially make me not go to a session, to be honest. I do not like burpees. But I do them because of mentality. It's not because necessarily of my body, because I can do several things to get my heart rate up. I can do several things to engage the tricep, the lats, the chest, quads, whatever it is. But I know if I can do a burpee here, whether it's hot or cold, if I can do a burpee whether I had a good day or not, I know if I can push through that mentally, I can push through other things.
Yep.
With the burpee specifically, when you said, Jared, I don't know, or what is it about the burpee first that you don't like? And I'd like to ask you the second question.
I don't hate burpees as much as you hate burpees. I'm actually okay with them.
Really?
Really.
What do you hate? What do you hate?
Movement-wise?
Yeah. Is it a movement? Of course, Jared Jared likes every movement of fitness.
No, I don't like every movement. I don't know, a movement that I hate. I hate jerks.
Really?
I hate jerks.
Just regular jerk or split jerk? Or any kind of jerk?
Any kind of jerk.
Really?
Yeah.
This dude, he'll be like, I hate a jerk, and then he have 225 pounds.
I mean, I get to do it. I don't mean
That's dope. Okay, so let's go with the burpee or the jerk, right? Yeah. So you okay? Why don't you like the jerk first?
Honestly, I think it's because I just shoulder flexibility.
Yeah,
I don't have the best of shoulder flexibility, so I think it hurts me more than I feel like it helps me.
Okay, so connect with me, guys. There are certain reasons why we don't like doing certain things, right? It can be the reason why you don't like being in a relationship with someone. It could have been a past relationship, right? I don't like to go to work because maybe your boss or the person you work with does something to you or whatever. So how can we sync this together and make this productive? So you don't like doing the overhead press when it comes to a jerk because of maybe pain in the shoulder, maybe tightness, mobility. Do you think it's something you can do to potentially end up being okay with doing a jerk? Or is it just like, I would never, ever like doing a jerk?
I think I would have to get into some kind of fitness competition where it was jerks and I knew I had to do a certain amount. Like I had to have a motivator to get me to like jerks. I'm not just going to wake up one day and say, I'm going to like jerks today.
Right. And that's real.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that your answer was that, because if you would have said, oh, yeah, if I stretch, I'll probably like doing more jerks. Like, y'all didn't want to hear that.
No.
I didn't want to hear that. But that's why we're the Mean Green Show. We get to be really honest. So for the person that hears this, I guess what I'm trying to open up, Jared, is there's somebody saying, I don't like working out.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, or I have to turn down happy hours and I love to drink. At the end of the day, I think you really have to look at the picture of, does it put you where you want to be? Aesthetically, let's break this down. Jared, doing a jerk, does it make your shoulders more defined than other shoulder movements, or does other shoulder movements get you to your desired goal?
I think other shoulder movements get me there.
Right. If you're talking about weight loss, and someone says, I don't like to work out, but I want to lose weight, and we say, well, okay, cool. Well, you need to eat better and move more. Well, I don't want to move more. Well, that was kind of part of the formula to make you lose weight.
Yeah.
Right? But for Jared, his outcome wasn't necessarily the same, because he can look a certain way by doing other things. I know people are probably thinking, what about surgery? Right? Just to be real. You can still have the surgery, but at some point you're still going to have to move and eat clean. I don't care anywhere on God's green earth, if you want to have a healthier lifestyle, you're going to have to watch your food intake and move, period. Now, there are different type of movements. There are different type of food plans. But ultimately, to get to that result, you're going to have to see the bigger picture. So, Jared, my question, I want you to take the floor on this. What would you tell someone that's looking for the I get to attitude versus the I have to when we're talking fitness? Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to look good naked, right? Everybody wants to be able to move. But at the end of the day, a lot of people do feel like, man, I have to do this. Is there something besides what I said, the projection of the ultimate vision? Is this something that you look at or you've done in the past or experienced that make you say, man, this is what I focus on versus the cliche things that people may say?
I mean, that one's just such a mindset thing. It's so hard. I think everybody's mindsets are different. But a lot of the times I just try to look at your driving factor, so whatever that is, and try to dig a little bit deeper into the psyche of why you think the way you think.
Yeah.
What compels you to come into the gym, all of that kind of stuff. So it's so individually based that it's hard for me to give you a general, like, this is what I would tell somebody. But I know, like, I'm glad you brought up the surgery thing. I've had at least 6 people text me about, I just need to get it. I just need to get it. I was just in church this weekend. This weekend, I heard something, and it just hit me. I was like, you're right. And it was talking about shortcuts in life.
Okay.
And talking about processes and how nothing, basically, just bare bones with it, nothing worth it is worth taking a shortcut for, because you're going to miss out on the process. So for me, I think whenever I'm talking to anybody that doesn't like working out or doesn't like whatever it is, and they're like, surgery, you're missing out on the process. Yeah. And through the process, I know we've talked about, gaining friends, gaining support systems, gaining you might find a husband or a wife in a gym. You might, if you're not 100%. Coming to the gym and you're just skipping out on that process, you're missing out on those things that are going to add to your life. Like you're going to pick up things that help propel you to that fitness goal. That's the only way that you get to it. You're going to pick up things along the way. But if you just decide, I'm going to go get the surgery, you're not picking that stuff up. So now, when you're back on the other end, when you're battling, I have to go work out, you didn't gain anything in that process.
It never was embedded in them, right? It was, you still going to always have the mentality, I have to, because you never developed the I get to.
Yeah.
It's really freaking good. It's good.
All about appreciation, man. You got to appreciate where you're at, what you're doing at all times, honestly.
I love it. It brought me to a place of I'm weird. I've accepted that. I know, y'all. I'm weird. David and Alex sat in with me to do some programming last Wednesday. Yeah, last Wednesday. And I'm on the dry erase board. I'm writing stuff on top of stuff. It's just, and then I got to the point where Jared knows me, where I start walking in circles, kind of like, well, if this happens, and then if the weather's like this, and then this trainer's gonna have to do this, and then I start, David, can you time me doing this? And I think I was like, okay, I'm overwhelming y'all. But the reason why I say it took me to that place is because when Jared talked mentality, I think my dad says it best. You're not crazy if you're talking to yourself as long as you're having an intelligent conversation. And what he means by that and what it has been, I guess, embedded to me from my father to me is, man, I talk to myself, but it's intelligence,
Yeah.
right? It's like, be intelligent in what you say. So if I'm working out in a class, and for those that have ever worked out near me, know this is true. All right, Imam, every minute of the minute, you got 10 burpees. First thing I'm going to say, oh, Chris, come on, bro. You got this. And I know the person in spot 7 and 9 looking at spot 8 like, what in the heck? Why is he hitting himself on the chest? Right? I got this. And then after the first one, whew, that wasn't bad. Why is he telling himself it's not bad? And then on round 5 out of 10, I'm like, oh, you're killing this. Like, I literally talk to myself.
And I don't want y'all to think he's lying because before we started this podcast, he gave himself a whole speech.
I did.
A whole speech. Come on, Chris, you got this. Chris, come on. Fix your posture. Come on, Chris.
I really did. Didn't even notice I did. I didn't even notice that. What was I saying? I don't remember.
That fix your posture. You got this, Chris.
Okay, I'm going to fix it now.
Come
Smile.
on,
Be effective. Speak clearly. Wow. But, wow. Mindset, right? And so what I'm getting to, I think verbally, the things that we say and the things that we hear is really crucial to us. So when I do that, I've noticed that I'm more likely to get it done, number one. And number two, I look back and say, dang, I almost didn't do that. So sometimes the things that we say and the things that we hear is the thing that detours.
Yeah.
The truth of it is that we have hundreds and thousands of words that we say to ourselves, and sometimes we listen to it and sometimes it's bull crap. Yeah. Because even though you're sitting on the couch and you're waiting on the football game to come on 3 hours from now, but you're quick to tell yourself, well, I'm going to drink in a little bit, so I might as well just stay there. I might as well. And you will listen to all the things that you're saying, and you won't get anything productive out of it because you listen to all the crap. So, man, talk to yourself.
Honestly, you might have your best thoughts because sometimes you might surround yourself with people that have or say things that you probably shouldn't hear, especially if we're, in this I get to work. If you're an I get to work person, but you're surrounded by I have to work people, like that's, I think we talked about it, being an average of the, average of the 5 people around you. If your group is a bunch of, I have to get up in the morning, but you're driven and I get to get up. Like, that starts to weigh on you.
I say they should, that clip that Jared just did right then, that 20-second, y'all should cut that. Seriously, y'all should cut that and then tag someone you like working out with, because that is so true. I love working out with people that bring great energy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, because at the end of the day, I think with our gyms and bootcamp, we have high effective driven people, and I believe that is so contagious. But, man, I'm going to pick a class. I typically train on, today's Monday, when we're recording this. On Mondays, I usually train the 5 o'clock class, and then I work out with the 6:15. So I'm so quick to jump by Mui. I don't care what type of day I had. I know Mui's not going to come in and be upset at the world, or show it at least. I know Mui is – I wasn't supposed to be dropping names, but I did.
We love you, Mui.
Okay, we love Mui. I know Mui, no matter what type of day she had, she's not going to be negative. Like, she's going to bring the best energy in the world. No matter what type of day I had, I want to be by that. And I think that's mindset. So when I look at Mui, I don't look at her thinking, oh, Chris, I have to work out. I paid a gym membership. I have to be here. It looks like Mui has that perspective like, man, I'm lucky to be able to have, a group like this to work out with. I'm lucky to just show up and come as I am to be able to work out. So, Mui, you can let us know if that's the truth or not. But, man, I love surrounding myself like that. Now that you say what you said, it is mindset and your surrounding. I like that. Athlete, okay? Bring you back to when you played, what was practice like? Because practice doesn't feel like 70 degrees in football in Texas, right? I have to work out or I get to work out in the heat. What was that like?
Man, when I say clicks, you could literally, if you were looking down the line, you could tell the people that were committed, the people that were in the front of the line, and you could tell the people that were, we call it half-assing. You could tell the people that were half-assing in the back of the line. If we're running across the field.
Now, you're talking about coaching right now?
No,
Or are you talking about it as a player?
As a player.
You noticed that as a player?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know how fast your teammates are
Yeah.
and how slow they are.
Yeah.
If they out of shape or in shape, you can tell. So it's crazy because you can literally, as you're running, so imagine 40 people in a line right now, and we're doing, if you don't know what a football field is like, 53 yards across, you're running to one end and back. So as you're running to one end, if you were able to just chop it up into the segments of who was in, like, the top 10 people in the league, the middle of the pack, 20 people, the bottom 10 people, if you were to just take those 10 people and have them have a conversation, and those 20 people, you would be able to tell the difference.
So I'll challenge everybody listening and seeing this. Like, change your perspective right now. Like, and I have some people that I'm super cool with, and they feel like, man, I have to work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I have to eat healthy. Just try it one time. Because what I'm about to do, I think might be game changer for somebody. I'm curious. It may be, but Jared, it may not be. But out of curiosity, Jared, as an athlete, if you was a receiver, right? Now he's dependent on potentially other receivers to block for him, depending on what the play is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you deal, if you were on special teams or anything, all the players, right? Who would you want blocking for you to protect you when you can't see your backside? Is it the person that looks at practice in a format or a perspective like, I get to practice, I get to play football today? Or do you want the person that's like, man, I got to be here? Do you want him blocking?
Not at all. They're not even going to take responsibility for what they're not doing.
Okay. As a coach, because Jared also coached collegiately, when you were recruiting players, did you recruit the players that was just studs that could do everything, but they had to feel like they had to be pushed into practice, they had to be pampered into practice? Or would you take a half ability of the other player, but they have the mentality like, I get to practice, I get to play football, I got another opportunity? Which player do you want?
I'll tell you from experience, and before I directly answer the question, I think hard work beats talent any day of the week. And I watched it happen.
Yeah.
I watched somebody step on the field that just worked his butt off. That personally, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was looking at him, I was like, whoo, he ain't never playing.
Right.
Just straight up, like, the athletic ability is just not.
It's not there.
It's not there. But then there were kids that were really good, but couldn't. They just didn't have a work ethic, right? So I literally watched the person that I said he probably won't ever play become a starter, just because he worked and worked and worked and worked and worked, because he had that drive, that coach, I want this, as opposed to the coach, I'm good, just give it to me. So I watched it happen. So that's why.
Yeah. Somebody's going to inbox you or me and they say, why are you talking to me? I feel it coming. So what I was saying earlier, Jared, why I think this can be game changer, or maybe not, but I believe it can be for the person that buys into what we're saying. It is all mentality, because at the end of the day, I'm not saying pick up a wheat piece of toast and say, I love wheat toast, this is going to be delicious. Like, if you don't like wheat toast, you don't like wheat toast. I'm not saying don't go around doing weird stuff like that, but I am trying to get you to open up to change your mentality on the blessing that you have at the end of the day. Because, man, I believe, Jared, in the shoes that I'm in to hire trainers, 100%. I'd rather take the trainer that works his butt off versus the one who like Thor at the end of the day. Because I'm going to say it. Screw it. I just don't think you should live life in isolation. I don't think you should be living life just for you. So, and you brought this out of me, I think a week or two ago, when we talked about kind of like my life. Yeah. Like, I kind of live to help others. But I don't believe nobody should be operating alone, which means if you're not operating alone, that means you're going to be an influence to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If your influence to your surrounding is, I have to do it, like, what are you creating? You know what I mean? So, like, I'm really trying to push somebody today, honestly. Like, just imagine me being the father of Christopher and Caleb. But I show up like, man, I got to be y'all dad today. I got to watch y'all today. Or even going forward, man, I got to like your mama today. That's my wife. I guess I got to like, what will I be teaching my household?
That energy is so the same way positive energy is contagious. I think that's negative energy. I have to. I have to. You see the shoulder drop. I have to. I get to.
Yeah.
The chest rise.
Everything changes.
It's just that energy is so contagious, one way or the other, and especially if you got small kids in the house.
What? I'll tell you something funny off camera. Christopher did something so funny, dog. I can't say it on camera, dog. Please remind me to tell you what he did. CJ's known to say certain things, and we wonder where he got it from. So I got another one to add to Christopher's collection. But yeah, I know it has nothing to do with it. It's just you brought it back to when we talked about kids. But going back to what we're talking about, yeah, man, I firmly believe, as I look at people that come to boot camps and to the gyms, the way that you conquer one thing, it should be the way that you conquer majority.
Mm-hmm.
And if I ask Lisa, okay, we're using the name Lisa, not a Lisa that I personally know. If I ask Lisa, hey, Lisa, what are we about to do in today's workout? Like, are we about to crush it or are we about to suck? And she says, oh, this is going to suck. I hate working out. Okay. But then I ask Lisa, I said, hey, Lisa, say she does for a living, say she, I don't know, she sells homes.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, Lisa, what are you about to do in this tough market? Oh, I'm about to sell me at least 5 homes before the end of the month. Like, if she's so positive and productive at selling homes, why don't you use that same energy in the thing that you desire in your weight loss or muscle gain journey? So, again, everybody, I'm hoping, I'm praying at the same time that you have something in your body, something in your heart, something in your mentality that you work that hard to be positive at.
I will say this. I don't think I've ever heard anybody on a complete contrast to the two of those.
Yeah.
Personally. I don't think I've ever asked anybody, hey, how's your day going? Oh, it's amazing, yada, 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 yada. You ready for this workout? Oof, no.
Ooh, I have. Ooh, I'm going to introduce you to some people.
I'm going to have to. I haven't heard it. Not like driven, not out, work, yada, yada, doing amazing. And then when it came time to the workout, just absolutely.
Let me think about that. It's okay. I will say this. I've heard it, but I think they were playing.
Okay.
I don't think they were like, because they probably wouldn't have really been there.
Yeah.
Right. Like sometimes people come and that's just the talk of the town. Like, oh, I don't feel like doing this today. And then they do the workout and they get in their car and they're like, I did that. Let me take a selfie. Yeah. Right. Very few I've seen. Because I want to go in this chapter of this podcast. I'm thinking of a guy that you train, without saying his name.
Okay.
This dude looked like he went swimming every time I come in here when he trains with Jared. And I look at him, I'm like, you know me, for those that ever see me walk into a gym or boot camp, I'm like, hey, how's the workout? I know it's hard. I just ask. I don't know why. It's just one of the things I do. And he always like, oh, this is just fantastic. And he's just leaning over and he's about to like fall out. I love it. It's fantastic. But he's so driven and successful in everything that he does.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing he's the same way in everything that he's a part of. Is that important, Jared? Or is that just a big coincidence?
No, I think it's extremely important. It's positive self-talk. I say this a lot in boot camp. When we're doing a push-up, I'll have people look at me, I can't do this push-up. And I tell them, you're right.
You hit him with the Henry Ford. You know that quote? If you think you can or you can't, you're right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's all it is. Ooh, you're right.
Ooh. I would have stood up. I got my hoochie daddy shorts on today, so I can't be doing that. I gotta put my short leg down when I stand up today.
Gotta
flop. Right.
But nah, I just think the power of the word is so important. If you don't tell yourself you can, then you can't. I mean, that's the bottom line. You have to be able to tell yourself. You have to be able to convince yourself, whatever it is. You have to be able to speak positive energy out. And if you don't, you're speaking negatively. I think, well, it was a study. So I was a psychology major. Your subconscious brain does not lie.
Yeah.
It doesn't know what a lie is. It doesn't know what sarcasm is. It doesn't know. So whenever you say you can't do something, or whenever you're joking, this sucks, whenever you say things like that to yourself, your subconscious brain doesn't differentiate a joke from reality. So it becomes reality to yourself. So the more negatively you speak, the more negatively your body is going to respond. So power of the word is the human brain. Let's just say that is incredible.
I'm going to take that audio.
Okay.
I'm going to take that audio. That was a nice one. I'm going to take that audio you just said and put it on a slow-mo workout video of me without a shirt. Dang, that was good. Hey, comment down below. Hey, put this on the comment section on YouTube. Was that where were we at the 30-minute mark? Like, let me know what y'all thought of that. God, Lee, Jared, that was freaking good. Yeah, I've heard that before, right?
Yeah.
How the brain doesn't have a sense of humor. You know, it either is red or it's blue. Like, there's no in between. And I think when we understand the power of that, man, literally the sky is the limit. And I just thought of, while you were saying that, I just thought of some of the most difficult situations where I should have failed. And I think the reason why I didn't fail was because of what I told myself in the midst of the storm. Quick story. I don't know if Chris knows what that means, but we had to do boot camp at the high school I transferred to, and he would take us to, like, he was trying to basically be Denzel Washington, off Remember of the Titans. Right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Palmer. I love you, man. And I was the point guard, so I had to lead. So I had to carry the basketball all through the woods when we did our run or whatever. And I don't know if this was legal, but we definitely did it. I don't know.
It's probably not legal now.
Man, it was like October in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
That's when basketball season started for high school. And it was under 32 degrees. It just got really cold that weekend. And this park that he ran out actually had a swimming pool. So he woke us up at 5 in the morning. I think it was like 28. We had to go in the pool. And he said for 3 minutes, if you got out the pool, you wasn't going to make the team. So I get in the pool, my basketball, everybody in there. It's like 6 in the morning. It's freezing, right? Again, don't report my guy. He's a really good guy. And I remember the 3-minute mark come, and I wanted to get up right then and there. I wanted to get in, and he told me, point guard, stay the longest. So, like, I'm in there like, dude, I'm going to say it the way I'm saying it. My balls are, they're done, right? I'm just sitting there, and I'm not talking about the basketball. And I'm sitting there, Jay. And I don't know why my players, my teammates, they thought it was funny.
That you had to stay in there?
That I had to stay in there. So they was like, well, I'm going to stay longer. Like, hold on, dog. We a team. Like, we should all be getting out of here as soon as possible. So everybody was staying in as long as they could. But more of the story, in there, I was saying, I'm not a quitter.
Yeah.
I will faint. I will collapse before I get out of here. Like, I told myself that. Maybe that wasn't the verbiage that I would teach my sons to tell themselves that, but that was my mentality. And what's funny about it, what's ironic about it, the full circle story, I still tell myself the same things when I come to things that are difficult to others, or I'm going to say difficult to me, but impossible to others. Mm-hmm. You would have told me, the broke skinny kid getting in the fitness space, I was like, man, I'm starting a company at 24.
Yeah. Like,
everybody else is like, boy, you tripping. You compete. I will have to collapse before I give up. When we opened up our first gym, like, man, opening up a metal warehouse building with no air conditioning in Houston, that wasn't popular when I did it, right? You had a couple, but that wasn't the thing that it is now.
Yeah.
Oh, your business will not succeed. You will not get members. I will pass out before I give up. So what I'm saying, man, is the things that you tell yourself, as Jared was just saying, the reason why I said that was so well said by you was because, man, it just took me to a lot of places emotionally and mentally where everybody else probably would have gave up, but because of what I was telling my brain didn't understand hot or cold. It just understood what I told it.
Yeah.
So I'm very appreciative that you said that and shared that with everybody.
That's dope, man. That was a powerful story. I know a lot of people are curious about some of the stuff that you have been through. So that's dope.
Well, hopefully they're not worrying about those things that were frozen. But they were cold. It was horrible, dog. That was horrible. But look, man, I want to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes, man. What do you think? What do you think, Jared? Like the rawest way that it can be said. I would like to have that type of conversation or dialogue for this last segment. What about the person that's just open and honest and say, man, I just have a hard time figuring out how to look at working out or eating clean as an opportunity that I get to. Like they may publicly say, Jared, I get what you're saying, and I want that for my kids, but for me, man, I don't see myself being able to do that. How can we connect with that person? Are they helpless?
No, I don't think anybody's helpless.
That's a tough question.
That's a tough question just because I think that it requires like some soul searching. Because at the end of the day, like I said, if you're coming in the gym, if you're working, whatever it is that we're doing, I feel like there's a purpose behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for the person that feels like I'm never going to get to that point, or the person that feels like I'm never going to feel that way about work, I feel like there might potentially be a lack of purpose.
I like that. That's some soul searching.
Yeah, that's soul searching. So, I mean, for me to be able to sit here and fix it, I don't know if I can do that for you. I can give you my best. I can give you best crack at it. Am I going to hit a home run? Maybe not. But I give you a swing, and I think it's just I think it's soul. Like if I didn't have a purpose in what I was doing in the fitness space, I don't know if waking up at 4:30 would do it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know how happy I would be if I didn't have a purpose in working out. If it didn't feel good for me, if I didn't have the body I have, if I didn't get compliments, if I didn't all of the stuff that gives me purpose, if I didn't have that, working out might not be as great for me.
I like that. So everybody has to have a purpose at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right. I'm digging her shoes. I like her shoes.
The pandas.
Purpose. So if someone doesn't have purpose, do they find fulfillment?
Well, maybe I think you can force fulfillment.
What is that fulfilling?
It might seem such. It's like fulfilling temptation. It might seem fulfilling in the moment, but did you fulfill the purpose?
No. So
it's temporary. So I think that a lot of the times, if we don't have purpose, I think we do try to fill in temporary.
Yeah, that's good. Because the reason why I say that is I know we said this on a podcast before. We know that people come in not for just weight loss or muscle gain. It's other things, other factors. And I'm just thinking of the few times where someone told me they didn't have purpose. Like as a fitness trainer and coach, I'm putting this out there. The only reason why we, stay late after class or get there early and have those deep conversations with people is because we're purpose driven, right? What is this? I don't even know what that tone is. Was that my phone?
Yeah.
I always have my phone on silent. That was weird. Maybe I'm not supposed to say what I'm about to say. If I say it again and it rings like that, then I'm shutting up.
Message received.
Right. But if I remember what I was saying, we stay late and get there early to have these conversations, not because it's part of the job description. It's more so because we're passionate about helping people. And I think without that feeling, like, how do you move? So I think it is a soul search if you're operating without a purpose, if you're operating not knowing where you actually want to do or how do you want to feel. Like that's like ask yourself, think about that when you're driving in the car next time or you're in the shower where you're just in complete isolation and you can kind of just talk freely. Like, what am I doing? You know, like what makes me happy? Like think about that. How many people? I'm gonna finish the podcast with this. In conclusion, if you feel like you have to do it, it may be because you have no purpose within it.
That's solid.
Cause I can like working out. Think about it. I heard Charles Barkley say this once. I think he was joking. Hopefully, they was like, Charles, you work out? And he's like, nah. Why would I lift stuff that's heavy? Right? Like, I think that's really funny. Like, but you think about it, like, people work out to lift things that are heavy. People work out to make them breathe harder. Like if you think about the concept of working out, like, who actually has a fetish to working out? But the purpose of what you get from working out is like the fuel. Like,
Yeah.
I get to wake up and play with my kids. I want to be here when my kids graduate from high school. Like, that fuels me to want to work out. So the burpee doesn't always feel so good, but man, what I get from that burpee is everything.
Yeah.
And I think because of the purpose that I have within the fitness journey, it gives me the fuel that I need in those hard times. And I think that might be the question that you may have to ask yourself, bro or sis. If you're having a difficult time of always saying, I have to do it, what's your purpose in what you're doing? Not just in life, within that.
Within that.
Because you can have, I'm trying to calm some of these DMs. You can have purpose in ministry, for example, and you're serving and you're singing and you're doing what you do in whatever belief that you have, right? But then when it comes to working out, you don't necessarily believe in the values of working out. So you can be purpose driven with your spirit, you can be purpose driven with your family, but in your physical well-being, you might not have purpose within that. So when I say finding purpose, I didn't mean overall in life, but the thing that you're doing and you're having a mindset of I have to do it, potentially is because you may not have purpose within that lane. Huh? ¿Por qué? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
¿Por qué is why? What does por qué mean?
Yes.
Yes? ¿Por qué mean
No,
yes?
no. I'm saying porque is, I think it's why and because. My last name is not Garcia, y'all.
I was about to actually ask my phone. But, no, man, Jay, that's all that I have, man, unless you have anything we need to bring out. All right. Well, guys, that's the show today. Again, the goal, Jared, is to see what's broke within our scale, right? Is our scale really off, or is just some things we need to tune up?
Yeah.
And ultimately what I'm learning as we go from each episode, the scale is not broke. It's just some alignments, some things I need to kind of build within myself so I can have a different perspective. I'll leave you with this, and then Jared give him something to leave with, okay? It can even be just the word bye. All right. I leave every single one of you with this, man. You're worth it, and you're here for a reason. Somebody needs you, and the ultimate factor of you doing what you didn't think you can do is ultimately you saying that you can do it. I really, truly believe that if you say it, you hear it, you can go produce it. So I'm very lucky to sit next to this guy to my right, because when he said that, it wasn't just for you guys, it was for me as well. So it came to me at a perfect time. So again, guys, that's what I leave you guys with.
For me, again, power the word. If you got anything today, just do your best to speak positively. I'll be honest with you, it's something I've been struggling with myself. Just positive speaking.
Yeah.
Positive speaking. Just that's my mission and goal to you to try to find a way to phrase whatever you got going on in a positive light. Find a positive light.
Yeah.
And I think it's something I'm kind of loving right now. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. You know what? Winning feels good. You know what I mean? Like,
It does.
like, I know Tom Brady wake up every day like, I'm a winner. You know what I mean? Like, he has to win. Like, again, that's another guy we can do a project on. But, like, what else does he win at besides the football field? You know what I mean? Isn't his wife like Miss Universe, and then he owns different businesses? I think he has a fitness gym or a model. It's just like, I'm going to write a book today, and I'm going to be the bestseller. Like, man, let's go win. Like, I want to be surrounded with winners, man.
Nice.
So, hey, man, I'm excited. Looking forward to next week's episode. If it's anything that you guys would love for us to talk about when it comes to alignment or things that potentially can be the reason why your scale is broke, like, hey, put
Let us
that in the YouTube comments, man. We would love to create some content based upon your experience.
Cool. Yes, sir.
We out of here, man. My armpit's sweating, so my day's ready to go. I love you guys.
All right,
We see you
y'all.
soon.